Lisa Omen was the kind of woman who blended into the background, elegant, composed, and unassuming. Standing 5 feet 9 inches with a caramel complexion, hazel eyes, and a wavy bob that framed her slanted features, she moved through life like a whisper. But beneath her graceful exterior lay a fractured mind, haunted by abandonment and betrayal. Her mother's broken promises had carved deep wounds into her psyche, and the word promise became a trigger, an emotional landmine that transformed her from woman to weapon. Lisa's victims were as random as her rage. She had no method, no ritual, no pattern. From baristas to hitchhikers, school teachers to real estate agents, she chose them not by who they were, but by what they said. The moment someone uttered the word promise, they unknowingly signed their death warrant. That single word dragged Lisa back to the echo of her mother's voice. I promise I'll be back. A lie that had shaped her entire existence. Each murder was a twisted act of vengeance against a world that had failed to keep its word. The killings were swift and brutal, scattered across towns and cities with no connection between them. Police were left grasping at shadows, unable to find a motive or link the victims. Lisa left no fingerprints, no clues, no trace. She was a ghost with a smile, slipping through surveillance and suspicion with ease. Her ability to vanish made her legend grow, and fear spread like wildfire in communities where she had passed unnoticed. But even ghosts make mistakes. Her seventh victim, a man who offered her a ride and casually said, I promise it's no trouble, fought back. Though wounded, he survived long enough to describe her in chilling detail. The sketch went viral, the hazel eyes, the bob, the mole above her nose. Tips flooded in, and Lisa was finally caught outside a gas station, buying coffee with eerie calm, as if her world hadn't just collapsed. During interrogation, Lisa remained silent for hours. Then, with a voice like velvet soaked in ice, she whispered, they shouldn't have lied. That single sentence became the haunting refrain of her story. She was sentenced to life without parole, but her legend only grew. People saw her not just as a killer, but as a symbol, a cautionary tale about the weight of words and the monsters they can awaken. Psychologists dissected her case for years, labeling her everything from a trauma-fueled sociopath to a rare manifestation of dissociative rage. But none of their diagnoses could fully explain the eerie calm she carried, the way she seemed untouched by guilt or fear. Lisa didn't cry in court. She didn't flinch at the verdict. She simply stared ahead, her hazel eyes unreadable, as if she had already accepted her fate long before the handcuffs ever touched her wrists. To some, she was a monster. To others, she was a mirror, reflecting the consequences of neglect, abandonment, and the lies we tell to soothe ourselves. In prison, Lisa became a myth. Inmates spoke of her in hushed tones, claiming she never slept, that she could sense dishonesty like a bloodhound. Guards reported strange behavior, lights flickering when she passed, radios crackling with static in her presence. Whether these stories were true or born from fear, they only added to her mystique. Journalists clamored for interviews, but she rarely spoke. When she did, her words were cryptic, poetic, and chilling. "A promise is a blade," she once said. "It cuts deepest when it's dull." Outside the prison walls, her story inspired books, documentaries, even a cult-like following online. Some saw her as a vigilante, punishing the careless use of trust. Others feared her influence, worried that her legend would romanticize violence. But Lisa never asked to be understood. She never sought redemption. Her silence was her sanctuary, and her sentence was not a punishment, it was a retreat.